Hi folks, I thought we'd do an unboxing today. This is something I don't do terribly often on any of my channels, but I thought you might be interested. I've got the latest of Hammer's 4K restorations in my hands, and I thought you might like to have a little look at it. So, you know it's a good day when the postman brings one of these with the Hammer logo on it. And up this time is this 1953 film noir film from Hammer called Blood Orange, starring Tom Conway and Naomi. And this is its first time ever on any home video format, as far as I'm aware, anywhere in the world. The 4K restorations that they're doing currently include some of the classic well-known films, but also a lot of stuff that has never really been given an airing from the archive. Some of the stuff has turned up in recent years on Talking Pictures from very old and worn prints. But generally speaking, these are films that only ever turned up either through bootlegs, through tapes that have been traded many years ago from TV broadcasts in the 80s and 90s. Or, you know, if collectors like me who buy prints of these things, that's when they surface, or occasionally at places like the BFI when they're doing a kind of revival programming. So I think it's really important that these films do get aired. I used to work for Hammer, and back when I was working for Hammer, it was one of the things I was always pushing was let's get these films out there onto the market. Let's give them attention, because I felt very much that the horror catalogue had been exhausted. We'd all seen it multiple times. But there was a whole pile of other films that I think are interesting. I've spent the last 20 years researching and writing about them, and I'm currently working on a book about exclusive films, which are Hammer's sister company, and who are producers of Blood Orange. So exclusive and Hammer are kind of the same company. But there's a lot of these kind of films from the 50s and 40s that I think are curious little kind of snippets of British film, and I think the fact that they're bringing them out on these wonderful restorations is stunning. So lovely little cover artwork here, brand new cover painting, and then on the back we have a reproduction of the US poster where it was known as 3 Stops to Murder. Very attractive. And then the actual set itself. So this is our disc housing, digitally enhanced, I think, image from multiple things, but quite nice all the same. And then we've got our Blu-ray and our 4K discs inside. Alongside that, then there's an extensive booklet, the Hammer Crime Files. Again, that's artwork from some of the trade advertisements. So yeah, this is quite good. What does it say here? Tom Conway, yeah, Tom Conway plays a version of himself, which I've forgotten about this, and he's working to track down the thieves behind a jewel robbery. So there's a gorgeous booklet here. There's 116 odd pages, and if you look, like, it is packed full of photographs, lots and lots of text. I mean, you've got a book in here in its own right. This used to be the sort of stuff that only the fanzines would do, you know, like Wayne Kinsey's House at Hammer Built, or Dick Clemenson's Little Shop of Horrors. I never thought we'd see the day where we would get like booklets just about these single individual film noirs. There's a lot of stuff in here. There's a whole load of video extras, and there's commentaries, there's some documentaries about fashion and things, there's promo stuff, and there are a series of essays, including things by Wayne Kinsey, who's that? Nora 4, Gavin Collinson, archive interviews with Harriet Oakes. There's an article by the late Dennis Meikle, and this one here, Exclusive Films: A Short History. I don't know if you can see that, but by a very nice young man from Northern Ireland called Robert J. Simpson. Yes, this is my first contribution to this new range of Hammer Blu-rays. I'm delighted to have an essay in here, and I've actually contributed a couple of things to the set. So I have a vested interest in this, to be fair. I years ago, back under the previous management of Hammer, I wrote booklets for the Gothic films. So I wrote stuff for Curse of Frankenstein, Dracula, The Mummy and Hound of the Baskervilles. And this time round, I did get featured on a short documentary that they made about Hammer that was done in association with the release of Dr. Jekyll, and it's on the Blu-ray for that. And then this is the first written contribution I've made to the range, which is really pleased. I'm delighted to be doing anything for the company again. And I've just completed another essay for another future title, which I can't tell you about yet, but it is another one of the early ones. There's a lot of interest in the Gothics, and I understand where that comes from. But those Gothics have been released so many times in so many formats, they're always going to be well served, and it's going to happen. I think it's really important that Hammer are looking into their archive and releasing stuff like this, that they're finally preserving that material, because otherwise it's going to rot away. Some of these films have never ever been seen, like since the 50s. Some of these films have very seldom been seen. And I think they're all worth looking at, even the bad ones. I mean, there are fans of Lust for a Vampire out there too. So, why shouldn't we have things like Blood Orange and Four-Sided Triangle and Man in Black? So I'm quite pleased because I've contributed some stuff to this as well. I've also provided a 35mm trailer. It's a silent trailer, but it's one I managed to acquire a while ago. And I lent that out to Hammer, and they have restored it in 4K and included that in the set as well. And I provided a few more of those, so there's some more of those to come as well. But yeah, it's a really nice little set. It's very slickly produced. It looks, I have to say, I think it looks pretty class. It's very nice, and it's £35, which is, I suppose it's quite a bit. But it does include, it is a limited edition, it does include a substantial book, basically. We've got loads of extras on this, and it has got the 4K and the Blu-ray. So I think it's not a bad little package all in all. I'm delighted to be involved with it. Very pleased to have it in my hands, and I can't wait to stick it on and get trolling through everything. So let me know in the comments if you've seen it, if you're going to acquire it, or what indeed you would like to see from the Hammer range, and if you'd like to see more kind of Hammer-based content on here, and I will try and do some more. I'll go digging through my personal files and share some stuff that I haven't shared anywhere else. So yeah, so that's that, and meanwhile, I suppose I should better go back and continue writing my little book on exclusive films before time gets away from me.